Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Um, I don't know why, but I feel as if there was a point in time where it went from optimism to just YOLO, and now everything is negative. When did we get like this? Like, when did we get to the point where everything that we see, we put a negative spin on it? Like, it's almost as if we have eliminated the benefit of the doubt. We've eliminated the benefit of the doubt. If you are accused, you're guilty. If you are posting something, then you are clout chasing. If you are telling a story, then you're clickbaity. Like, if you are, posting a picture, then you're thirst trapping. Like, everything has a negative connotation on it. And I don't remember us being this way. Like, I don't remember what happened to get us to the level of everything that we do is going to be scrutinized to the nth most negative level. It seems so it seems so stressful. Everything is hate. Everything is hate. Even the stuff that's clearly not hate has been spun into hate. Like, when did we do this to ourselves? And how much more of it can we take? Ladies and gentlemen, stress is a real thing. Stress is something that can kill you. Stress is something that kills people every day. Stress is the reason why you see these grays on the side and on the top of my head. Not necessarily stress that I have and like I'm walking around stressed out, but just the everyday wares of life stress you out. So if you got to deal with the everyday wares of life stressing you out, wouldn't it make sense to not create an atmosphere where you just feel stressed by nature? Doesn't it seem possible that maybe, just maybe, what we're doing as a society, what we're doing as a people is having more of a negative effect than it is a positive effect? I'll give you a couple examples. Big topic things right now. The first one being the Deshaun Watson case, and I'm not going to go into it because I think it's clear what's going on, right? But regardless of what you think or what I think or what the world thinks, here's what's being portrayed. If you either say he's guilty and that he's the worst human being possible and that he should never play in the NFL again, or you're making excuses for him, or you're the worst human being along with him. There's no room to say, hey, listen, does anybody find it funny that all of these civil lawsuits are popping up, but every time there's a criminal case, there's no further action being taken? Because if you say that, then the response is, well, he's afforded this because of his stature. So that's why, like, that ever really mattered when it came to a high profile name and whether or not they were going to get prosecuted because they had money or because they had fame. If anything, I think it makes them more of a target from law enforcement. So the fact that these law enforcement places have not decided to press charges, isn't that worth discussing? But we don't. We just immediately go, no, if you're saying that, then you're the worst human being. If you say, I need to wait for all the information to come out, I want to see how this plays out before I pass judgment. They say, oh, what? If you're doing that, then you're purposely missing. You're trying to find a reason to not. Like, well, yeah, I guess kind of. Would I like to find reason to not think people are the worst human beings? Yeah, absolutely. But would I say that they're the worst human beings if I have evidence that they're the worst human being? Absolutely. You can think both things, but not today. Not today. Today, it's you either believe this, you believe exactly what we tell you to do, or you get bullied. You get bullied into being quiet. You get bullied into changing your opinion. And it doesn't really have to be that way. Like, we can wait. Because we don't have to be like this, where everything is all negative all the time. We're in a society where Draymond Green has to come on television, not come on television, but during an interview, actually points out a journalist that tells the entire story in their article rather than taking the salacious piece of it and making it into a story. That was just normal journalistic integrity. That's how we were taught. You should tell the entire story so that you don't sway the people with what you believe. Now, when you look at these articles, everything is slanted. Everything has a slant. You can tell how the journalist feels about the person or the subject based off of how they write it. That's different. That's a different world that we live in now. But when did we get like this? When did it get to a point? When did we get to a point where everything has to be negative? Like, it's funny because a lot of people will try to tell you, oh, the negativity is what sells. The drama is what sells. The ratchetness, the ugly is what sells. Right? And every time they tell me that, I think about the movie Monsters, Inc. Anyone has ever seen Monsters, Inc., the premise of it essentially is that they scare kids because that's how they get energy to fuel their world. So they would go scare kids, fill up their little scarometer energy thing. And then what we find out throughout the movie is that happiness or laughter it's more powerful. And then I think about that, and then I start to think about some of the people who have been really, really successful. Fat Joe said on Math Hoffa's podcast, and shout out to Math. Going, follow his YouTube page and check out his podcast. But he said on Math Hoffa's podcast that he has been blessed so much more by being positive and like bigging people up than he has when he's had beef with people. Because everybody tells you that the beef is what sells, right? The beef is where it's at. But where do you see people make the most money in music? It's when they have these mega collaborations. Because we say we want beef, but we love love. Like, love is there. When we have love and we can show love and we can see people show love, we gravitate towards that. We want to support that. We don't know if that is more than hate because people are content to just show you hate. And hate is easy, right? Hate is easy. Drama is easy. It's easy to do those things. It's easy to put those things together. And so because it's easy to do, that's what we get. We get drama, right? We get hate. We get disdain. That's what we get. Why? Because it's easy. Because it's easy. And now we're sitting back in a situation where people are spinning narratives to fuel their own agenda. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. And you know what? There'll be people out there that don't like what I say. That because I say it will then decide that they know who I am because of it. But if we stop to think about it, just take a second, right? We went from this person did this to this person should go to jail forever to, oh, they don't want to prosecute him, to, oh my gosh, look, to anything that comes out is fueled as, oh yeah, that's validation. It's either validating what people think or it's saying, oh, you're covering up or you're hating or there's no real legitimate bipartisan. There's no bipartisan anything. I can be here on a topic and look at both sides and go, now let's make a choice. And then when you do that, people want to bring up the things that make no sense to be on one side or the other on. There is legitimately no reason for a police officer to shoot and kill an unarmed man or woman. There's no real reason for that to ever happen. So when something like that happens and you're not on the fence about it, you're not waiting for the rest of the stuff to come out, people go, well, you didn't wait in that case, why you want to wait now? Because I watched via their body cam them pull a gun out on an unarmed person and shoot them. That's why. That's what's different. We don't know what happened behind closed doors with two consenting adults. We don't know. Deshaun Watson, 60-something whatever masseuses in 18 months. Yes, that seems excessive. Yes, there could probably be something nefarious going on. But is there something illegal going on? Like, are we having the Deshaun Watson is not a good person conversation? Or are we having the Deshaun Watson is a criminal conversation? Because last time I checked, to go out and get a bunch of masseuses, a bunch of massages from different masseuses, that's not really a crime. It's just kind of creepy. Now, if he made those people do something against their will, that's where the crime comes in at. Yet, with all of this that we've heard and with all this that we've seen, we haven't seen any actual legitimate charges be able to be filed a stick. Like, at some point, we got to have that conversation. And we can't just go, oh, it's a cover-up. Oh, we don't respect women. That's why. That's the low-hanging fruit. That's the easy one. That's the easy one. We could just say that, but then we never actually get to the bottom of what's going on. And if we don't get to the bottom of what's going on, then you end up with situations where guys go to jail for long periods of time and then 20 years down the line, 15 years down the line, you find out they didn't do what they were accused of doing. You find out it was a cash grab, or you find out that somebody had some type of mental illness or whatever that, or you find out that somebody just had some situations in their life that was going on. There are all types of reasons. None of them are worth people going to jail forever or for long periods of time if they don't deserve it. Now, if they deserve it, let's throw them under the jail. But we can wait. It doesn't always have to be negative. Everything. You post a video, you post a picture, you get 3,000 likes, and then 1,000 great comments. You get one bad comment, you take the bad comment, repost it, and say, oh, look at how they do me. Look at what? When did we get like this? Where we feed off the negativity. We shouldn't be feeding off the negativity. We should be looking to take it in and then spit it out the same way you would spit out any toxin in your body. You get rid of it. And until we start doing that, it's just miserable out here, man. It's awful. It's exhausting. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree. But whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Till next time, peace.